Oh,
Hopefully.
Fetterman will be back soon. Top 8.
And we are live.
Oh, hello. Welcome to the Punk Rock Libertarians podcast, where we're not depressed like John Fetterman is. So we're here now. We didn't abandon our post like he did. So anyhow, my name is Otto, and tonight I'm joined with Jared.
What's up, everybody?
And there's Alex.
I am back from technical difficulties last week.
And the loose electron. Yep, that's right. James Babb.
Still microphoneless from our DC rally.
Oh no!
God, still committing hate crimes with the bad audio. It's all right.
We'll get by. It's a struggle, but we'll survive.
Well, I mean, hey, this is episode 434, and you know, if we can get to by 435, we can get that. I hope it gets to you, and you're able to stop committing hate crimes with the bad audio. That'd be great. But in the meantime, I think we should lead off with, I don't know if you guys noticed, or our listeners, you aren't seeing right now, but the people who are watching live, you can see on the bottom of our screen, we're promoting the Duncan Lemp Rally, which is going to be held March 12th at 11 a.m. in Rockville, Maryland. It's the 3rd anniversary of the murder of, well, I shouldn't say murder because it's not that's a legal term. Yeah, the assassination. There you go. Assassination of Duncan Lemp as he slept in his bed with his pregnant wife. Pregnant girlfriend, fiance. Sorry. So at the hands of the Montgomery County Police. I apologize. I want to make sure I want to name the scumbag.
Wow, you wouldn't want to insult them.
Yeah, I don't want to name the wrong murderers. You know.
Well, yeah.
Or assassinators.
This Rockville Police, they have nothing to do with this.
Yeah, I'm sure they've killed a few people they shouldn't have in the past, so whatever. Fuck them too. All right, so we're going to be promoting this rally. We're putting this on. We've got the National LP is endorsing our rally. All of us libertarians in Maryland, we're doing it, except for the Maryland Libertarian Party. I guess it was too spicy for them to support. Anyway, so we're promoting that. So if you guys are in the area and you want to come down, we got a lot of people coming from Virginia, DC. We have people coming from Delaware. We're going to make this as big as we can. You know, we're kind of riding that energy that we had from the Rage Against the War Machine rally. And we're just going to ride into this because it's on the anniversary of his murder. And Breonna Taylor, I believe, was a few days after that, right? That was like March 15th. She was also laying in her bed and shot and killed by police. So here in Maryland, we're only, about like 30 minutes away from where it happened. So we decided to take this up, and Punk Rock Libertarians will be there. A whole bunch of people will be there. So it's going to be a big thing. So if you guys are in the area, that's next Sunday. So it's real kind of a quick turnaround. So please come on out if you feel the need to stand up to the bullshit tyrants here in our state.
Has there been any justice at all? I mean, do they face any charges? Nothing?
Nothing. They were found innocent, even though they were determined that they shot through the window while he was laying in bed. Because when
nothing
they busted down the door,
about that, right?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they busted down his door, and he shot up from his bed. And when he shot up from his bed, I guess that's when they decided to shoot at him through the window.
Well, how dare you awake from your slumber via gunfire?
And people were like, "But he had according to them,
he had a scary looking gun
trap
somewhere."
It was a booby trap. It was like a single shot, I think it was, that would just go off if someone tripped the wire to his room. But they said that was the excuse right there. That's why they had to kill him before he got up.
That's a death sentence? Okay.
Yeah, that's death sentence.
Well, maybe the rally should be at one of these cops' houses or something, maybe early in the morning,
Yeah, we decided on the courthouse. The courthouse is going to be the best place to go. It's kind of the center of where all the Montgomery County government is. There's a sheriff's office there. There's the Rockville Police Department's there. It's kind of like, it's a good spot for us to post up and get the most.
What if there was like a reenactment, right? And maybe just come with some like
a Civil War battle,
right? But do the reenactment at their house, like not in a lethal
to
way,
them,
but like, but like, maybe just some flashbang grenades or some firecrackers
all right,
outside
James
their
is going
window.
full Ray Epps on us. He's like, you guys should shoot into cops' windows while they sleep.
Maybe a flash grenade in a baby cradle or something.
All right, I'll dial that back a little bit. Okay.
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, though, for everyone who can't make it to the rally, here's the good thing. If you guys go to porcupine PorcupiningGear.com and you look up Duncan Lemp. So they're going to promote the rally too. So all the proceeds of any one of these t-shirts they have, you can make a donation or you can buy a t-shirt. It says, remember his name, Duncan Lemp. If you go to PorcupiningGear.com and all proceeds will go to, I believe it says all proceeds for the shirt sales will be donated to the Duncan Lemp family managed GoFundMe, which is still active. You guys can still donate to that GoFundMe. Just search up Duncan Lemp and it's the first one you'll see. So please go buy a t-shirt if you can't be there, or if you can, whatever, throw some few shekels their way, because this guy was one of us. And that's we kind of got heated about this. I'll probably save it for the After Hours podcast, but I got really hot about this whole thing because Duncan Lemp was a libertarian. Yeah, Duncan Lemp, he was a libertarian. He could have been any fucking one of us. Everyone knows, everyone pretty much around in our circles, we're all printing guns, we're doing agorist shit, we're doing liberty shit. No one's plotting against the government. We're not January 6ing it, so or trying to kidnap the governor.
And if you are, there's a Fed Patreon level, so $500. That might be the tier for you, Fed boys.
Honestly, there was a raid, and there was they called it in connection with the Boogaloo movement right near Alex's house about like last year, and they didn't say the name of the person. So immediately, the first thing I did when I saw this, I was like, "Alex, are you all right? Like, are you good?"
I heard they recovered like 50 Hawaiian t-shirts.
But I'm serious, man. Like, that could have been any one of us. Like, that could have been Alex. That could have been me. That could have been Brian. Shout out to Brian. He took the lead on this. This was something I'm glad he spoke up, because this was one thing I wanted to do this year. And he kind of was on my same wavelength. And he just was like, "Hey, let's do the rally." I'm like, "Thank you. Thank you for because we're coming straight off the Rage Against the War Machine rally. So this was kind of his baby. He's kind of putting this thing together. And this could have been any one of us. It could have been any one of you listeners. This could be you. All it takes is from one shitty fucking neighbor in a state where they have red flag laws, which they do here in Maryland. And that, it's the end of you. It's the end of you. They could kill your parents, kill your dog, kill you. Like, that's just all it takes for them to come say, "Oh, you're a scary threat because you wear a Hawaiian shirt and you don't like what the federal government's doing." Wow. I mean, think about it. Like, I'm not trying to be hyperbolic, but that literally is what happened. They're like, "Oh, I don't think this guy should own a gun because he hates the federal government." And who knows? This could have been a petty thing, like a disagreement with a neighbor he had.
I can't think of a better reason to own a gun.
Exactly. But yeah, man. So it's just frustrating to see, and I think it should be awesome for all of us to support this as best we can.
Know the name? Do we know the name of the neighbor that instigated that encounter?
No, we don't know any of that shit. And also, there is no. Everyone's saying they're waiting for the body cam evidence or the body.
There's no body. There's no
camera.
Body cam.
It doesn't exist.
3 years later, no, you're not waiting for it. Yeah.
Even though there's a law. Yeah, even though there's a law in
Montgomery
Montgomery County, there's a law but because it's a SWAT team, they can't wear cameras because they don't want to give up tactical information.
Yep. So they don't. So I know a police officer, and I talked to them about this incident, and I said, "Hey, do you think?" He's like, "Dude, I'm telling you, there's no body camera footage." He said, "When they do no-knock raids like this, the SWAT team does not have any body cameras here in Maryland. What they do is they'll have some guy in the back, like he'll be all the way in the back. He'll be the last person to enter the house, and he will have a body camera." And that's the only thing that we
after
saw
all the action's over.
Yep, exactly. And that's just kind of just the detail where everything is, where the point on the ground say, "Hey, there's a shell there, there's a shell there, there's a blood spatter here, there." Like, that's just what they do, and they'll point out what they want.
There's a dog to shoot here. There's a there's another innocent victim there. There's
pretty much exactly. So. Yeah, so man, I mean, like this, and I think the best thing is because people are like, his name was Duncan Lemp, and I'm like, that's a hashtag that's been going around for a few years. But another hashtag that I've been setting up is "We are Duncan Lemp," because that's what we are, man. Any one of us. This could happen to any single one of you that's listening right now. This whole thing. So we are Duncan Lemp, and this could happen to you. Especially us. We do a podcast. All it takes is for someone to say, "Hey, I know where that guy lives." I know where the spot in the unidentified location where James Babb lives, and I can They're like, I know where that guy is. You got in a fight. Remember you were saying you had a disagreement with your neighbor? I think you did.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's all it takes, man. That's all it takes.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time that James got narked out.
Yeah, exactly. It was what you had a farming. What was it? A
farming mishap.
A gardening incident that led to
it was an
them
incident
stripping you of your rights, your human rights.
It was unfortunate. Yeah, unfortunate gardening.
Unfortunate.
Oh man.
So, but I'm serious, man. So I said, like, hashtag we are Duncan Lemp. Just share that. We have the image here. I don't know if Jared, you want to post it up on the screen where everyone just take a look at real quick, and you can find it on any one of our personal pages. I have it. I shared it.
Let me the link.
PRL.
Yeah, we'll share it on PRL. It's on the Instagram account too. If you guys go to the Instagram account, you'll see the link for the protest, and it shows like our list of demands, which I mean, it's anything it's everything I think everyone should be for, especially in the liberty movement. All things considered, like we want to end qualified immunity. There's a House Bill 038 in our Senate right now, which ends no knock raids. There's also end all the red flag laws that have been instituted in the state. We want to reinstate former felons' gun rights. You know what I mean? You did their time, so why shouldn't you be able to protect yourself? So that those are our demands. That's it. Something as simple as that. Fuck it. Let's go. Meet us in Rockville, March 12th.
So wait, was he a former felon?
No, but
you're just kind of tying that in there.
Well, okay, so he had a juvenile record of some sort where they were like
misdemeanor juvenile, and he couldn't like possess a firearm that apparently
as
was
an adult
posted on,
even though it was as a minor. So it didn't make any bit of sense.
Yeah, and also that doesn't make you a felon.
right.
What the fuck?
And their story, and that's I believe the sheriff's department, they changed their story 3 times within 4, 5, 6 days, recalling what exactly went down.
Well, you can't expect them to get a good narrative on the first try.
Exactly.
Yeah. They don't have the entire corporate press at their disposal.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
They have a low budget there at the sheriff's, the Montgomery County Sheriff's script. The script writers there. So
the only thing I would add to those demands is justice for Duncan and prosecution of his murderers. I mean,
yeah, I mean I think that's inherent in the actual, like, the whole fact why we're there in the first place is like we want justice for this. But I mean, added to that, like it comes with ending a qualified immunity, because that's why they're not being prosecuted. That's why they can't be sued, because they have qualified immunity.
Sorry, maybe you already said this. What is HBO 38? I'm just kidding. I know it's
HB 0038 is a
0038.
Let me get the docs.
Yeah, it's 0038 on the website, but if you just type in HB 038, it'll still pop up. And for 2023, make sure you put in 2023, because that's the House bill in the Maryland Senate right now, and it ends no knock raids. Essentially, now they're doing it for some stupid because of equity, and just
whatever the reason.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever the reason, we still want it to pass, even though they try to make it like as SJW and woke as shit. But whatever. Like, this is what's happening in Maryland. This is what we want to support. This guy was one of us. Like, let's go. Like, let's go.
Can I also suggest people go to Defense Distributed and maybe consider downloading some. I don't know if you can download the 3D files for printing, but you could order a ghost gunner. You could take a lot of actions to support the freedom of self-defense.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, man. Fuck the state, because they're all trying to ban ghost guns. They're now trying to do a bill in the Maryland Senate because they were part of that state that now, like, we don't have to ask. Pretty much you had to ask permission to give them a reason why you wanted a concealed carry permit. You had to show why. You had to be like, well, why do you want it? And the only people who get it were former cops, civil, like judges. Anyone who works for the government can get one, but normal people like me, like you guys, you couldn't get one because you didn't. I think like one of their standards was you had to hold $20,000 like in cash on you if you were depositing things in the bank or whatever. Like that was like one of their bullshit
Wait a minute.
requirements.
I think the cops just had some kind of way of tricking people into confessing they've got $20,000.
Pretty much.
I
And
mean,
yeah, exactly. So that was
or
one
is
of the
it, or is it
requirements.
specifically to just keep poor people unarmed?
Exactly. And so that got revoked. They revoked that last year. And so now they're introducing new legislation to pretty much say, oh, that's fine. You can conceal carry anywhere in public except where people congregate, like stores.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, no, not everywhere, guys. Just like stores,
Public
Churches,
places.
yeah,
churches,
malls,
Public libraries,
parks,
public, yeah, anywhere.
story time
post
drag
offices.
shows.
So if you're walking on the sidewalk by yourself, by all means, you can carry. But if you want to go to the store, you gotta put it behind a bush, But then we'll arrest you for leaving your firearm behind a bush.
What if there are people
So-
like loitering outside, congregating, like in
Hey,
the
hold
back
this for
alley?
me.
If you run into a group of muggers, I mean, that's where the muggers are congregating to mug you. So you can't carry your gun around them. So you got to get mugged. So make sure you set your gun aside so it doesn't get stolen when they mug you.
So I guess they're establishing gun-free zones everywhere, right?
Well,
More or
yes. I
less,
mean, that's
yeah.
the safe thing to do, Jared.
Okay, as long as they're doing the gun-free zones, then okay,
If
fine.
it'll save just one life, Jared.
Hey, these
Come on.
moms demand action.
Yeah, well, yeah, right. Yes. I am not a mother, but I'm still demanding action.
I'll give them some action.
Look, these cops just want to get home safely to beat their wives at the end of the day.
God damn it.
Oh man,
To be fair, only 40%.
only.
Only.
Oh man, that's great. God damn it. Well, yeah. So if you're in the area and you feel so inclined, you want to come hang out with the punk rock libertarians, hang out with a bunch of awesome based ass, libertarians. Who knows? Maybe even a celebritarian or two might show up. So
Ooh.
come on out, Rockville,
Alex might
Maryland,
be there.
March 12th at 11 a.m. on the dot. We will be there.
Woo!
Hell yeah.
Print it
Yup. And those guns. Print those guns too.
and print guns. Buy Bitcoin.
And don't talk to cops.
Don't talk to cops.
Speaking of
Hold your
which,
own keys.
Speaking of which, I broke James's rule.
Oh
I
no.
broke James's rule.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Well, all right. So Alex and I were at the Libertarian Convention of Pennsylvania this past weekend. I only was able to show up on Sunday because on Saturday, and Saturday was my daughter's birthday party. She just turned 6. So we were kind of like, this is one of the weekends where I just can't go anywhere. Same thing with next weekend. So we made sure that like we had the party on Saturday. So I was like, kind of freed me up to go on Sunday. So Alex, I don't know if you want to talk about the convention. You were there more than I was because it was in your hometown, dude.
Yeah, the hometown of Reading, PA. So I mean, I probably wouldn't have gone if it weren't for being the fact that it was in my hometown. So I just popped in Friday night. I mean, it was maybe 100 people during the business. It wasn't as festive as last year's, but I mean that was expected. There's no boogeyman. So but yeah, it was pretty good. I just held down the Mises table, the Mises caucus table for Friday night. Nutter came through. Adam Nutter did a comedy show. Check that out for a minute. Then just kind of had dinner. Just basically just use it as an opportunity to network and catch up with some people. Was there a little bit on Saturday, and then Otto came up on Sunday. But yeah, it was cool. But I don't know, when did you break Babs's rule there, Otto?
All right, so I get up there pretty late in the morning. It's right as soon as pretty much like an hour before business ended at the convention. And so I'm kind of chilling out there. Oh yeah, you guys know Mayor Kate, who's been on our show. She was there.
Oh yeah, got to hang out with her Sunday for a little bit.
I didn't get a chance to say hi to her because I still feel bad about what I said. But
I forget.
I'll save that for the after hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she was there. We had a few other people that had been on our podcast been there. It's just cool, like the cool PA people from libertarians. James wasn't there. He's the coolest guy from.
Any of the old timers there that I might remember?
No, not old Ken Krawchuk.
Ken Krawchuk. He's always a staple.
He's definitely an old timer, but
yeah, he's a staple. So
I love that
said hi
guy.
to him.
Yeah.
We had Jacob Winograd on. He was there.
Yeah.
We got to hang out with
Jacob
him
was
for a
there.
minute.
I saw him as he's like, I'm literally leaving the hotel. Like, he's like, why? I'm just seeing you now. I'm like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I couldn't make it, man. I felt bad. I'm your Region 5 alternate, so I had to make an appearance. But it just so happened it was the last hour of business on the last day before anything was happening, or after nothing was happening.
Fucking Mitch with Saturday. I was hanging out with him, got a picture with him. He was the sergeant of arms, and he was rocking a Kevlar hat, but with a UN blue helmet. That was pretty funny. That was quite entertaining. But yeah, I just kind of hung back at the Mises table. I didn't really even go into business. It was, it's pretty boring. There was no need for me to be in there. I mean, I voted as an out-of-stater last year in Pennsylvania's convention to never come from outer state and ever participate in their elections again. So, but
you voted for that
last year, yeah, because they used to allow out-of-staters to join the party.
Oh, they don't anymore?
No, I voted yes to never vote to cross state lines and vote.
So you kneecap yourself.
Yeah, to interfere in Pennsylvania Libertarian Party elections, because that's what the loser brigade was like. Oh, all these out-of-staters. So that was the Pittsburgh circus tent 2 years ago, where they suspended what was it? Usually they suspend the 6-month rule, but they realized it was Mises Caucus took the party over, so they suspended that rule. And then the next year it was like, well, we outnumbered them. It's like, what the fuck do you think was going to happen? You just delayed the inevitable the next year.
Yeah, about 9 months. It was only like 9 months too.
So last year, all the out-of-staters voted to never vote, cross state lines, and vote in Pennsylvania's elections.
Not me. I chose I was the Region 5 alternate rep, and I said I will not vote, even if it is to exclude out-of-state voters. I will not vote in this election.
Yeah.
That's the noble thing to do. I'm a noble guy. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm a noble guy.
But yeah, it was cool. But yeah, when did you talk to this cop? When did you break?
All right,
Babs'
so
rule?
all right. So I get there. There's only about like an hour's left of business. I'm talking to everybody. We're closing up. Alex is closing the shop. He's gonna take all the stuff back to Jeff Douglas's house. I'm just waiting to whatever do anything. So we run into Jamie he's also cool dude, Pennsylvania guy from Philly. Libertarian guy from Philly. Sorry. And so we went to what was that place called? We went to what was that brewery?
Saucony Creek Brewing, Babs. If you ever come,
I've been there.
That place
cool.
is an old dope. I love it.
Yeah, it's an old Reading Lines train station, and it used to be passenger service. I think up into the early '80s before all the railroads went bankrupt. But yeah, it's a historic train station and brewery. And what's really cool about the place, my brother turned me on to it about 2 years ago. And when it first opened, not a single TV in the place. You actually have to talk to people. So
unless you want to listen to like Boomer. What is that?
Yeah, it was like a Boomer brunch. So they were jamming like some Carpenters and some like
in-house singer and piano player. It was
like funny. Some jazz brunch, but it was cool though. The food.
I think everybody at Saucony Creek Brewing, like when you go there, you hope they're not using local water to brew the beer. Like just kind of hoping they're maybe they're trucking it in. I don't know.
Hey, I grew up on Reading water, and look at me, I'm fine.
Yeah, maybe that's why everyone's so angry there. Get a few beers in them, and they want to kill everyone. Fucking goddamn Reading.
Those minerals give it a distinctive flavor.
Yeah, the food is excellent there.
Yeah,
really
the food was great.
Food.
I had the chicken and waffles, real good.
Yeah, it was banging.
Yeah,
hell yeah,
it was great. So we had I only had like a beer, and I just had like one beer. So like just whatever. And it was time for Alex had to go. Alex was leaving. He was gonna go to like his parents' house. And I was like, fuck it, I guess I'll just go home. And dude, I didn't realize because you like pointed me back in the direction. I didn't realize because you have to like make like 7 U-turns to get to this brewery, but it's like legit right across the street from the convention. So I didn't know. I was kind of lost my bearings, like my sense of direction. I had no clue where I was going. But it was fucking funny because right across the street from the convention was the Reading Royals, the ECHL hockey team plays there. And I'm like, I'm seeing people go into the arena. I'm like, it's like 2:45 and the game doesn't start till 3. And I'm like, oh man, like if this is like, let me get to my car, drop off all the shit I was carrying. I was like, let me get there and I'm gonna see who they're playing, because depending on who they're playing, I might just go to this game, because the Washington Capitals have their affiliate is the South Carolina Stingrays. So I was like, if they're playing the Stingrays, I'm fucking going to this game. Like, it'd just be fucking funny as shit. But it turns out they were playing someone from the Northern Division. So whatever. Long story short. So I was like, all right, cool. And I stopped. I saw Rob Coburn. He's the chair of the Libertarian Party of Pennsylvania. I talked to him for a minute. And I go as I'm leaving. So I was like, well, whatever. I'll just go home. I'll be home by 5 o'clock. I'll be able to just like have a night with my kids instead of, because I thought I'd be there all day long and driving. And I fall asleep so easy while driving. I was falling asleep on the way
Not
up.
good.
Dude,
Yeah,
scary.
usually it's like a way back. Like whenever I'm driving on the way back from someplace that's like over an hour away, I'll start nodding off, like having to go to sleep. But I was falling asleep on the way to the convention. So I was like,
Oh, damn,
let me just get out of here while there's
Wait, at 2 in the afternoon?
No, I was driving at like 10 a.m., like falling
And
asleep.
you were falling asleep?
Damn. You did some.
Bro, I think you got apnea.
Well, yeah, I do have apnea, but yeah, so it was just like, it was a chill, decision to me, just like, let's just get home. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go home. So I'm parked in this parking garage, and dude, the streets up in Reading are fucking confusing. I don't know. They're just like they're really tight, but they're like, it's crowded. I don't know. So
PennDOT.
since
The worst highways in Pennsylvania is terrible. Babs knows. It's awful.
So I'm just like in the middle of the town. I've never been there. I have no clue where I am. I have no clue. So I'm just literally having to be like one of these normies who's just looking at their looking at their GPS to get them out where they need to go. And like GPS kind of like, and you're in a parking garage, it just kind of just turns the direction. And then so as soon as I made my way out of the parking garage where I was at, right across the street, like I said, people are going into the convention center where the Reading Royals are playing hockey. Apparently it's Blues Clues night. So it's like a big family night and everyone's going into the arena. And I pull out, I make a right, and then my GPS like automatically switches and says, "Oh, you got to make another right immediately after." I was like, "Oh shit!" So I'm looking at the road. There's like a family that's walking up the side of the street. It'd be a lot easier if I could point on a map and show you what I was looking at. But I was like, I make a right, and then there's this family walking, but they're walking towards me, which I didn't know at the time, instead of across the street towards the arena. And when I was out there before, the police officers were directing traffic. Like, they were out of their cars, like saying, "Hey, you guys stop," everyone waving people to go. Like, if you've been around any normal event ever, you see police officers outside directing traffic. So as I make the second right, I see this family's coming. I'm not in their way. Like, they're kind of approaching the intersection. And so I just continue to go. And I see this police officer who's sitting awkwardly, like in the middle of the road in his car. And all of a sudden his sirens go on. And he pulls down his window, and I hear something, and so I put down my window. So instinctively, I'm drawn to this. I'm like, oh shit, this road might be blocked off for something. So I was like, all right. So I roll up to him, and he starts giving me the business about, hey, you're supposed to yield for people in the intersection. I'm like, what? I was like, they're going that way. Like, I'm going this way. And I'm like, I've never been here before. I'm just trying to get my bearings. I don't know what I'm doing. I thought you were going to tell me like the road was closed. And so I guess he saw that my license plate was from Maryland.
So he was enraged already.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Your license plate says "Hate Philly," right?
No. I got rid of that one.
Did he call for backup at that point, or?
Yeah.
Well, the only reason I went to talk to him.
At what point did he shoot you?
Because he's talking over his loudspeaker at me, and I can't. I'm so deaf, I can't hear shit. So I thought. So I pulled down my window and I drive up towards him. And I thought he was going to tell me, like, hey, this road is closed.
We're under attack.
But he comes to me, he's just like, the laws are the same in Maryland as they are here, buddy. And I'm like, I was just so
not
angry.
true,
I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, dude, I shouldn't have said anything. I should have just gone. But I was like, well, maybe if you were out directing traffic like every other police officer here, I would have known to stop for them. And he just
out of the car.
No, he didn't. Fortunately, he just waved me off. And I was just like, the first thing that came to mind is like, Babs would be so mad at me right now for talking to this cop.
Well, we all face that dilemma. And, sometimes it's just really hard not to say anything to them. Like,
because he's an asshole, and I'm like, I'm trying to, and I thought this family was walking.
Police.
I thought they were walking towards the arena, but I guess they were coming up one more street and then cross the street. I thought they were just going straight across. And when I saw his sirens go off, I assumed he wanted me to come towards him to talk to him because I thought
that should have been your first clue to not do that.
Right. I know. But he was sitting halfway in the street, like, and it wasn't like there was. It was just.
Did he like flip them on, or was it just like that? Whoop. When it just like does like the one like whoop, whoop.
He did that, turned his sirens on, and he rolled down his window as he's going over his loudspeaker. You know, he's got his thing on. I can see it. I'm like I can't hear this guy. So I just drive up to him, like, so I was like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, you need to, you know, he's shaking my head because by me driving towards him, I was interfering with the family crossing the street, I guess. And
he's just trying to protect. He's trying to protect the children, Otto.
But he was such a lazy fucking asshole.
Out of state. You cross state lines. You're a menace to the children.
But like he didn't get out of his car. All the other cops are out of their car, directing traffic, stopping.
Was
things.
he fat?
No. But like it was just annoying that I'm like, wait a minute. Like you turn your sirens on, you roll down your window and started talking. Like, so of course I'm going to approach you.
Wouldn't it be neat if you had your own PA system to talk to him too? Like,
well, I did. On the seat of my floor in my car, I have a megaphone.
So that'd be funny. You're like, I don't talk to cops. I don't talk to cops.
But like as soon as then I told him, I was like, well, maybe if you were out directing traffic, I would have known what you were like. I was like, I was gonna go on this diatribe, like I can't fucking hear you. You turn your sirens on. I was gonna say all that stuff, but then like he kind of just waved me off. He was like, just keep going, like just get out of here.
And then she's like, no, I'm not leaving. I'm still going to talk to cops. I'm going to tell you something.
But my inner James Babb was like, hey, end it here. You've already gone too far. You pushed your limit. Just keep going. Just go home. Go back to Baltimore.
That's tempting. So Joe, the OP says, was he roided up?
No, this guy was just a podunk fucking Pennsylvanian yinzer. Like, that's all this guy was.
That might be an interesting question. Like, if they're interrogating you, like, say something like, you seem a little tense. Do you take steroids? You know, like.
Yeah, it's going to go well for you.
Are you under the influence of illegal steroids right now? I've heard they can cause aggression.
Are you planning on going back and beating your wife after this? Is there anything in your vehicle I need to know about? Any illegal weapons I should know about? Oh, God. I saw a First Amendment auditor who did that. When a cop walked up to him, he's like, hey, do you have anything on you? Like, your hands are in your pocket right now. Is there anything you have on you right now that I should know about? And he started asking the cop all the questions that a cop would ask him. It was just so fucking funny. I laughed so hard at this because he was like, hey, man, can you, your hands on your gun. Like, I need you, hey, man, keep your hands where I can see them. That's what he was telling the police officer. It was hilarious.
It's a post Duncan Lemp world. I think it's fair to to be cautious.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was my experience at Reading, PA. I still didn't get to meet. I still didn't get to meet the parent Schlegel. I didn't get to meet them. Maybe next time.
Yeah, next time we'll have to spend some more time up there, man. It was
hell yeah.
Yeah. So
Schlegel family estate.
Yeah. Could have like shot some fire.
The Reading
estate.
Estate.
Yeah. Could have done some check out some hiking trails. Yeah.
Dude, it's legit, man.
Check out the Reading Railroad
vibe to it. Like I drove through the whole fucking state going up to Williamsport, like last year, and I'm just driving. I'm like, dude, Pennsylvania is just nothing but like hills and cities,
potholes,
some more hills, and like a whole lot of yinzers.
I think I found the video of that a cop auditor.
Really?
Oh yeah.
God.
Cop auditor. I like that.
Or the what is it?
The First Amendment auditors.
First Amendment auditor. I think that's it.
I love those
you're
guys.
talking about.
Let's try it.
I'm sure there's more than one, but yeah, let's play it.
So I'm not backing up. I'm coming to talk to you.
Oh, that's fine, but you don't have to get that close to me
Yeah,
either. No, you don't. No, you don't. What's your name?
I've
and
seen
badge
this.
number? It's
Right here.
It's right here.
Troy Burkle.
And your badge number?
He goes, that's what you tell a judge right here. Is that what you tell a judge? That's so funny.
It's gonna be one of those type. And what's that type?
Okay. We need you to step off the property. Come on.
Is that a lawful order, or
Yes,
are you
it is a
asking?
lawful order. Step off the property.
It's a
Come on.
lawful order.
Come on.
Look how close he's getting, people. So what happens if we don't step off the property?
Leave.
And what's your name? Dunaway. It's right there. We got another right here. I met your cousin. Y'all got a lot of cousins named right here, by the way. A lot of cousins. This is owned by. You're not gonna answer. Let me go and get a sergeant out here.
Yep.
Okay.
You have your ID on you?
What do I need to get my ID for?
So I can say that I spoke to somebody on the property that.
Yeah. What law have I broken? Oh, I know, right, dude? I mean, you see, y'all are gonna learn a content for a story right now.
Oh yes, what law he's broken? Oh, we got a troublemaker.
This is that's a great one. They get so mad and they try telling him, okay, you're allowed to go through this corridor, but as soon as you go through that door, I'm gonna arrest your ass. And he's like, no, you're not. You're not gonna arrest me. You won't do that. And he's like, you won't do it. He's like, you can't do it. I've watched so many hours the past few months. I just watched hours on hours of these First Amendment auditors just giving cops shit. And I'm telling you, it's so funny how some of the times, like, there's some guys like you walk up and they just go off on these cops. As soon as the cop walks in, the president, fuck you, pig, motherfucking piece of shit.
It's obviously goes against our training, right? Like,
yeah. But hey, someone's out there doing it. Someone's out there taking one for the team.
Professional on a closed course. You know, like,
do not try this at home.
Try this at home.
Well, we played a video over here a few months ago of these two guys are just outside of a Taco Bell, and the cops try walking up to them, and we play this, and they talk amongst each other about how, like, the number one has too much, like, it's got too many enchiladas. They just start talking about, like, what the menu is and talk about to each other as the cop is standing there filming them, like, sir, I need to talk to you. And they're just talking each other about, like, chalupas and the hot sauce. It's great. And it's a
female cop too, right?
Yep. And she just like walks away after like a few minutes.
Yeah,
it's so great.
See, that's the way to handle it. See, that is the way to handle it. You just continue your conversation about chalupas.
And that's within
the
that's within the rule set, right, James? They're not talking to the cop; they're talking to each other in front of the cop.
Oh, that's perfectly acceptable.
That's fine.
Yeah,
that's great. So yeah, I broke the golden rule, the James golden rule. But yeah,
well, you know, we all. That's a tough one to keep. It really is.
I mean, I'm pretty sure me and Alex witnessed James breaking that rule the other day at the rally. So
that is true. That is true.
Driving into DC, and he's like, "Oh, excuse me, officer. Which way do you go?" It's like, Babs, what are you doing?
It wasn't like that. The guy came up to his car.
Yeah, that's true. They were blocking traffic.
Just going into DC is basically a violation of the protocols. You know,
you already.
Very true.
That's so true. You're in the belly of the beast, man. Like,
yeah, you're going to be talking.
All bets are off.
You're going to DC. You're talking to cops. That's just, you know, it's all cops.
Someone's a fed.
It's either a cop, a politician, a lawyer. It's pretty much all you got.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, man, if you want to play a little bit of that Taco Bell thing, that's so funny. I got like Alex just posted it in the chat. Just like a few seconds of that, just so our listeners get a refresh and how you enact the golden rule of James Babb.
Oh, sorry, there's commercial.
I'm gonna fast forward.
Dude, this isn't it. That's not it.
You sure?
No, this isn't it.
It must be the long.
Oh yeah, this is it. Here it is. Here it is. Outside the Checkers and Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Oh, here, I'll do what the police like to do.
There you go.
So it's a little bit after this because apparently they're just there filming. And
oh wait, and then they walk.
Yeah, we can do that. We go to Battle Creek. Yeah,
I like those mushroom Swiss.
Hello.
The spicy chicken.
Are we not being verbal?
Yeah, that mushroom Swiss does sound.
We're just trying to have a conversation. We're not trying to yell.
So they're putting the camera right in front of the cops' faces, but yet they're turning to each other, talking to each other about the menu items.
What's going on?
Good.
I like the burrito supreme. It's
They're charging $5 for that.
Are they really?
Thing now.
Really?
Sir,
It must be that sour cream.
Either one of you, can we just have a
Yeah, they
civil
must be putting extra sour cream
conversation about this?
I always add extra sour cream, so that puts it over $5.
Yeah. Really does.
What's it over $5?
Just for one simple burrito that I can make at home for like 50 cents.
Right.
Crazy.
It is crazy. Totally insane.
Gentlemen, can we have a conversation about what's going on? I just at least want to have a talk with you.
At least the sound of traffic drowning out that music over there.
It is, yeah. It is nice.
That way we don't have to mute our volume.
Right. I was worried about that at first, but it didn't travel this far. I was worried that the music was going to travel
And
over
she
here, but
walks
it didn't.
away. It was great.
Beautiful.
Hey, I just posted a link of a video from it's from 10 years ago, but it was at a checkpoint nullification operation where the cops approached and it was just a completely ignore situation. It was pretty funny, but just kind of reminded me of that. Might want to fast forward a little bit.
Like a DUI, those
The harassment begins. Here we go.
Hey, what's going on?
Nobody said, or we should have discussed Taco Bell, but instead we just basically ignored them.
Do you speak English? Do you speak English, sir?
Just not a word. This is great.
Oh, look, there's me.
Wait, that was you?
That was me. Just walked up behind him right there.
Oh, there's
there. I am.
Oh shit, Abs is in this. You didn't say that.
That's awesome.
Wow. So you guys were
that's
set up a
sweet.
sting operation at the DUI checkpoint. I love it.
This was great because we actually had we had an insider. In fact, it was Krawchuk. Krawchuk was I think this is the one that we did.
Is that a cop lock shirt you're wearing?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Krawchuk volunteered as like a citizen helper for the police. So he got to wear like a special vest and help out at the checkpoint.
Oh.
So then he relayed the location to us, and like literally we were able to shut this whole checkpoint down for the whole night.
Oh
Like,
my god, that's amazing.
Is that him right there?
Here he comes.
No, that's it. No,
No,
that's
that's
Shade.
top.
Do you not like safe roadways?
Do you not like safe roadways?
You speak English. No, that's all right. Well, just make sure you stay on the sidewalk, okay?
Stay on the sidewalk.
Don't let that
Nice.
Yo, Andrew's comment, are you a Toastmaster? That's the greatest shit ever.
Got a close up there. Yeah.
Oh my god, Andrew. Andrew, I love you.
Wait, what did Andrew say?
So the inside joke is Ken Krawchuk is the biggest. Anytime you talk to the guy, he's going to talk to you about being a Toastmaster. That's the joke.
That is a terrible. Yeah, it's funny.
So are you a Toastmaster? Oh, I love you, Andrew.
So wait, that was
In that-
Krawchuk that walked up there, or someone else?
No.
Oh, okay.
Krawchuk is in the checkpoint as our undercover. All right, like double.
But he's
agent.
not on the video.
No,
Okay.
unless he might be in the end when we walk through the checkpoint. I forget. I don't know if we got any video of him in there.
That's awesome. What township was this in, or where was this in suburbs of Philly?
I forget. It says Upper Moreland, PA.
Wait, so then this citizen comes over and starts yelling at you guys?
It's possible.
Yeah, but you want to warn the drunk.
No, but let me. Do you know that it's 3 to 10 times more effective to catch DUI with standard patrol, not putting
Because people put a sign there and go that way, so they're not catching drunk drivers.
We saved a lot of people that night. That was pretty funny.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
That's
Look
great.
at this
amazing.
loser arguing with
Fuck
you.
that guy. Oh,
Well, and
wow.
then Ken was able to get us a lot of like inside information about how them talking about how pissed off they were and how frustrated that they weren't getting the business that they were expecting. Like this is a
Right.
big operation. They've got
Oh,
the
yeah.
fire department. They've got donuts for like 70 people. They've got, I mean, dozens and dozens of cars, cones.
A lot of overtime pay.
Oh,
my
yeah, overtime
man, this
too,
was
'cause-
they
yeah.
were not happy, and they're like, "Well, what can we do to get them?" You know, like
So wait, how do they actually shut it down? I mean, why? Like, does the judge come over and say like, "Well, you guys can't do this"? Like,
no, we
like, how
weren't
does it-
shut down. We shut them down.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. How
Yeah.
did they get shut down? Like, what was the process for shutting
because
them down?
we had signs and we're warning people to not go through the checkpoint. Like we
Okay,
had,
so then
we
nobody
had
went through.
teams on both sides of the checkpoint, right? Warning people because we knew where it was. We were able to prep in advance. So we had our teams and our signs ready, and we had enough people to cover like literally both sides of this thing. So normally they would get like 10 or 15 captives from an operation like that, and they didn't get anybody.
And they're fucking like they post the names too, which pisses me off. Like they'll post everyone's name of the person they arrested and shit like that. It's just like fuck off, dude. This is so unconstitutional. It is so like it's just against anything.
Entrapment. Yeah.
Like yeah,
Right. And just in case anybody is thinking like that this is like pro DUI, no, it's totally not. And because it's just not effective. It doesn't reduce DUIs. The people that get snagged in that are the people that are coming from a restaurant. They were having dinner with their wife, and they says, "Well, where are you coming from?" "Oh, I was just down at the restaurant." "Well, have you been drinking, sir?" "Oh, no, Your Honor. We just had one glass of wine." "Oh, step out of the car." You know, like that's those are the people that it's getting. It's not getting the drunks. It's not getting the dangerous people
or other minor bullshit like, "Oh, my license is expired," or "My tag is expired," or my registrations are up, or "Oh, your headlights out," and it's just
a much more effective strategy. If you could use far less personnel. Just keep an eye out for people that are impaired and go after them, like people that are actually causing harm.
And it shouldn't even matter if you're drunk. Harm. It should if you're looking down at your phone and you're swerving across the road. Yeah.
Thanks, Joe. Joe says he's pro DUI.
Well, if you do it responsibly,
well, that's what I'm saying. Like
responsibly.
Like they decide on some
limits.
They decide on some arbitrary limit instead of just looking at the actual symptom of legitimate drunk driving, which is you're swerving over the road. You're like stopping
for instance,
short.
You're leaving a podcast in the middle of the night, and the people at McDonald's are giving you shit for them not having a full menu, and so you just go across the highway to get to Burger King.
But I mean, dude, I see people that are maybe they are drunk, but I see people in the middle of the day that are driving worse than like drunk drivers.
Dude, people are
like they're just looking at their phone, they're vaxxing out, they're doing whatever. But they're like these are the people that should be, taken off the road, not like some guy that had a beer at dinner at Ruby Tuesdays, Okay.
This is the last comment I'm going to post of Joe. So fuck off, Joe. He said, just don't start to fall asleep. Those people are assholes.
Yeah, I mean,
they put everyone at risk.
Otto's admitting they're just falling asleep while driving. Meanwhile, like poor Uncle Joe's getting like thrown in the drunk tank for no reason.
Oh shit! I guess maybe we could wrap up. This was I don't know if you guys want to wrap up on that, but that East Palestine, Ohio, the EMS. Speaking of like police and fire and emergency, look at this fucking rollout. The medical devices.
Set this up. Like, I mean, I just stumbled... East Palestine, like they've got it bad, right? Could it get any worse? Let's find out.
Yeah. So this isn't. I just stumbled across this today on Twitter.
700 residents. I told you about it in October, and Sunday there's a special meeting to share more or start signing up.
The My ID program is ready to roll out in East Palestine. It's a medical information system which helps first responders provide care.
And it gives us that rapid information that we may need
look
to
at this dude's
responsible for having some kind of medical emergency.
My ID provides wearable devices or key fobs which have QR codes.
Perhaps?
Emergency responders use a camera phone to access important medical information. It shows them the underlying medical conditions you've supplied about allergies, medications, even emergency contacts.
What about
that information could impact treatment decisions if a person can't say it. All of the information is HIPAA compliant. My ID is available in East Palestine and Unity Township. The fire department will demonstrate it to other departments which provide backup. My ID can be used anywhere. Sunday, residents can learn more during a special meeting at the...
All right.
That sounds freaky, doesn't it? They're like, who's desperate enough to try this crap? East Palestine.
And why are they rolling it out there? I don't think once in the whole story. I mean, there was only probably about a minute to go. They interviewed someone else in the fire department in this town and said, "Oh yeah, come on down, find out about it, sign up." But they don't explain why though. Like, what are you tracking?
I think it's the same philosophy that made Ukraine try to embrace that digital ID, reimagining digital everything for Ukraine. Like build back. We're going to build back in a new digital surveillance network, and it's you can
people don't
do
think it all the
everything
way
through a
through.
click on an app.
And you wonder if you could
People
capture. Oh, go ahead, Jared.
I'm just saying, like, people don't think it through. They just think, oh, that'll be convenient. It'll be convenient to like have my medical records if like something happens to me, like the EMTs will know what to do or something. But they don't think about the other implications, the
They already
other
have
potentials
life
for
alert
abuse.
bracelets. You know, like if you have, you can always like wear a little thing that says you're allergic or you know.
Yeah, this is
but I mean, people just don't think it through. They don't think of the potential consequences.
And do you think people would buy in maybe because they're like, oh, well, you know, with what happened here, this might be a good thing to have all my medical information. Of
course.
In case I drop dead,
when I start getting lung cancer.
Right, in case I keel
Everybody
over
will know.
from vinyl chloride
Yeah.
poisoning.
So like, what are they going to track people? Like, all right, we have no idea what happens when we burn off, you know, thousands of gallons of vinyl chloride in a plume of smoke over a, you know, small town. We better track this shit. I don't know. It's scary. Like, who knows? More to come. We got to keep an eye on this.
I think it also falls under the, you know, never let a crisis go to waste philosophy, right?
Yeah, never let a crisis. Exactly, Babs. Yeah.
They're like, oh, here's something terrible that happened. How could we use this to advance our agenda of control?
How do we capitalize on this?
Right, dude. It's such fucking bullshit, man. This whole depopulize the planet bullshit. That's where it all stems from.
Well, not everyone's trying to depopulate the planet.
Yeah,
right? Isn't there a new initiative to boost some babies?
That transition was as smooth as the anti-war radio theme song. All right, I'm just gonna let you know.
So yeah, Donald Trump was at CPAC this past Saturday.
CPAP?
CPAP, yep. And he had this to say about reproduction. He says, "We will support baby boomers."
Come. Oh, come on. That would have been the best. Come on, you dropped the ball so bad, Jared.
I'm gonna come.
All right.
So he started his reproduction lecture, you know, with like grab him by the. I mean,
by the pussy.
First, you grab him by the pussy.
Line.
So he says, we will support baby boomers and we will support baby bonuses for a new baby boom. How does that sound? I want a baby boom, Trump said, chuckling. You men are so lucky out there. You are so lucky, men.
Oh, wow. I would have liked to listen to this speech.
So does this mean that he's going to be subsidizing pregnancy to the extent that women are out there? Oh, my God, I maybe this is it fast.
Oh, this might be it.
Baby boomers.
Turn it up.
And we will support baby bonuses for a new baby boom. How does that sound? That sounds pretty. I want a baby boom.
That is so creepy.
Well,
I mean, it would be even creepier if
hold on, I want to hear.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Well, you men are so lucky out there, you're so lucky. You are so lucky, men. Our country will shine, thrive, and prosper like never before.
Wow.
Say you are planning to do these.
Wow.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Baby bonuses.
So lucky.
Baby bonuses.
How
baby
big bonuses are
bonuses
going to be? I'm game. You know, like what are we talking?
Yeah, am I getting like 20K? I'll pop out a few of them bad boys.
I know.
That's not even going to cover your first. That's not even going to cover kindergarten tuition. I hate to break it to you. That these we're going to have to add a couple zeros to these bonuses.
All right, $2 million a kid. Let's do it.
Hell yeah, I'm in. All right, I'm unvaccinated and I'm ready to go.
I mean, aren't they already doing this in Baltimore? Isn't Mayor what the fuck trying to do the same shit? He's like
Mayor Afro.
He wants to give like $1,000 to I think it's like parents, basically like underage parents with newborns. He wants to give them like a few $1,000s or something.
Underage?
Wow.
Not underage. like young parents, like 20, I don't
under
know,
25 or so. I think I did something
like
about that. It's like, oh
my
great.
God.
It's like,
Just
so basically
another
you want to
reason-
incentivize people to fuck with no condoms on, even more than they already do.
Right. As if they aren't incentivized enough. The
Right.
welfare state doesn't incentivize poor
Yeah, I mean, you're
life
already going to
voices.
get free shit. Like,
yeah,
here's some more free shit, I guess.
I mean, yeah. Anyways, we can get more into that in the after hours. There's other topics. What else there's a lot we didn't cover.
All right,
Dude,
so
fluid.
I
we
want to
have
set some
like a
records
giant
straight.
list.
What do you want to set straight?
Hold on. All right. Dave Smith has been dropping the
shit.
ball lately. I love Dave. I got a poster hanging up right here.
Is this the Unleash the Police situation?
No. He got this thing wrong on his podcast. It's still fucked up, but he got it wrong. All right. So Zelensky was having a press conference or some shit, whatever. And so, like, the headline that everyone hears is that what? He was like, yeah, you're going to send your kids, and Americans are going to have to send their kids and daughters to fight against Russia, blah, 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 blah. And that's not exactly what he said. And I'm not in the business of defending Zelensky, but so I don't know if you want to. Do we have that? Do we have that?
We
link
have the
over here?
video.
We have
towards
the
top of the
Yeah.
chat.
Why don't we play the video and then I'll continue to be drunkenly angry about it afterwards?
All right, let me flip over.
Because it's not what you think it is, guys. Even though I hate Zelensky, I ain't going. Listen,
I think it's worse.
Will have to send their sons and daughters exactly the same way as we are sending their sons and daughters to war, and they will have to fight because it's NATO that we're talking about, and they will be dying, God forbid, because it's a horrible thing.
all right. So okay. So that's what everybody heard. He's talking about. He's talking about American sons and daughters, which I have. I have several sons and American daughters.
It seems like the F-14s or the F-22s and the Stinger missiles aren't enough. So
right, but it's not exactly what you think it is. So what he said in the beginning of this thing, which I'm not gonna say nobody, but a lot of people ran with this comment and were like, "Fuck him," including Dave Smith, and I'm like, that's not what he's talking about. And before this clip, he's talking about someone asked him if Russia invaded the Baltic countries like Lithuania, Estonia. Those are NATO nations. He's talking about if Russia invades NATO territory, he said then the United States has to respond. So he's not talking about him and his war.
Yeah, but didn't they just basically softly say that they're going to let Ukraine into NATO? Like, what isn't this basically like almost a foregone conclusion now?
In this exact thing, when he's talking about the Baltic states that are already in NATO.
I get it. I get it.
About them, and so that's what this clip is. And people just kind of like cherry picked his answer, which
but either way, I'm not going to die for some fucking Balkan states either.
Yeah, I think his comment is even worse, right? Because it's a warning about being in NATO, right? It's basically saying right off the bat, if you want to be in NATO, right, and during this conflict, your sons and daughters are going to be dying, right? So that's a stark warning that people should pay attention to. And Putin, as far as I know, has no intention of invading Poland or Lithuania or anything like that. He's just trying to hold on to Crimea, whatever, you know. So to act like that's somehow on the table is not there. But what I think he is trying to say is, hey, if you don't give me a bunch of weapons and let me blow him up, he's going to attack Lithuania later, and then you're going to have to die. So why don't you just write another check, get that Treasury Secretary over here again with the giant checkbook, and do what you guys do. Pay me, bitch.
Could you imagine if they handed him like the oversized check like they do at like golf tournaments? They're just like, here you go, Zelensky. Like, you won the lottery. Here you go. And like they give him the ass
Janet
check.
Yellen brought the freaking checkbook. Remember, didn't you see that video from like a week ago? Like, literally had a special ceremony, and like she goes all the way to Ukraine to deliver the giant check, like it's a freaking sweepstakes.
Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot in Clown World we didn't get to cover during the.
Oh my god!
We'll have to
Okay,
get into
like
it
clown,
this
we're
after
like
hours.
seeing little girls being told to do exotic dances for a bunch of drag queens and shit like that. There's a whole lot of clown world going on.
That's just the
right
new
now.
normal. Get used to it, okay?
The new normal. Son of a bitch.
Is it even newsworthy to talk about, drag shows for kids anymore?
Fuck it. Alex was there. Alex said abolish government libraries or whatever.
That's all we got to do. Just abolish them. Abolish the public libraries.
You guys should be lucky if you're half as based as Alex Schlegel. So being on News to Share, talking.
You just got to pray to the base gods.
Yeah, right.
Hope they bless you with baseness.
Oh my God. So, all right, Andrew, I'm going to put this comment on. We're going to leave it at this. Hey, baby, are you a Fed? Because I'm ready to January 6th, 9.
Valentine's Day is over, my man.
Yeah.
But I
Save
like
that
that
one for next year.
Fun. Cool, man. Well, I got a lot to talk about in the after hours. I got a lot to shit talk. We're gonna name names. We're gonna fuck people up.
Oh shit.
I'm already trashed. I'm sorry. So after hours is gonna be base shit. So all right. Thank you guys for listening. You guys rock. But if you want to rock even harder, I suggest you go over to our Patreon and sign up for as little as $3 a month. And you guys get to listen to our After Hours podcast, which we're going to live stream. So that's right. So not only can you listen to it, you can listen to it live and comment, and we'll talk to you. And I'll tell you to fuck off because I'm not showing you my nipples. And yeah, that's right. You know what? Zero signal. Right. Here we go.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear
Otto.
it. He spelled here wrong, but it's fine.
It's all right.
Because he's a
spelling
listener.
is not required. Proper spelling is not required.
No fucking way. So anyway, sign up for a Patreon, little as $3 a month. You're gonna get the link. You're gonna be able to listen to it. And if you think you can't even make the link, we'll post it anyway, the audio, so you get to listen to it later on. And you get access to all of the other podcasts we've recorded, and even the ones that happened in Anarchy Basement, RIP. We'll talk about in after hours. Yeah.
Yeah, you get access to all the good ones and all of the bad ones.
All the bad ones. So little as $3 a month. And if you guys don't want to do the Patreon thing, there's other ways to donate to the show. So you may be asking yourself, well, how can I donate to the show without using Patreon? Well, my friend, you go over to don't laugh at me, Alex. You go over to PRLfans.com and find other ways to donate to the show, like PayPal and Bitcoin. Please give us Bitcoin. We love Bitcoin. So give it to us.
And then go get some more, right? So you don't have to miss out.
Exactly. So go over there. And if there's other ways, go over to libertariancountry.com and find our t-shirts for sale over there. And there's plenty of other awesome, cool libertarian t-shirts you guys can buy for. Oh, and if you guys want a discount.
Oh, this is going downhill fast.
Going real fast. All right, I'm gonna suck it all up. All right, guys, go over to libertariancountry.com, find our t-shirts, buy. There's tons of other cool libertarian merch and stuff you guys can buy over there. Go over there, use the code PRL or PRL podcast, and you guys get a 10% discount off your total order. And if you spend $50 or more, which I know you will, you guys can put in the code PRL2 and get a 20% discount. And until next time, everybody, live free
or die.